We're living through a paradox, guys, because the world is abundant. The world is full of opportunities. The world is full of possibilities. You could do anything that you can imagine, and you can do it easily and quickly with very limited resources. Everybody has access to all of the information, all of the tools. Like, your imagination is so close to what you can actually create in the modern era. But at the same time, the time that we live in is full of uncertainty. It's full of complex global issues and distractions. Like, there's so much going on in the world. If you watch the news, it's like every week there's a different reason that the whole system's going to collapse. So there's this general nihilism in the population. Nihilism, of course, means like meaninglessness. Like, everything is meaningless. So why would you even bother? And people are feeling quite discouraged and quite disengaged with life, depressed, anxious, full of doubt. So, like, we have both. We have infinite possibility, like, at our fingertips. We can do anything. We can create anything. Resources, tools are available. Communities exist. Like, it's all right here, right now. But the people in the world, like, way too many of us, are completely inhibited and, like, just struggling with the bare necessities of life, struggling to exist, struggling to deal with our own internal reality, struggling to deal with our emotions, struggling to deal with our relationships, struggling to deal with the rising costs of living and the economic pressures that are created by all of these complex issues going on in the world. But even that, like, in all of these shifts and change, these complex issues that are going on in the world, then that is creating opportunities for problem solvers to emerge and benefit. Like, if you can start to contribute to solving the emerging issues of today, that is like a purpose, that is meaning, that is your economic security. Like, you can have all the money that you need, like, you can do anything. But it's just this, like, really interesting balancing act, really, isn't it? So many people in the last few years haven't been able to go to work, haven't been able to go to school, so they were actually able to explore their own intrinsic values and, like, their own interests, and beautiful things have blossomed in that time. It's like, some people have had this sense of, like, freedom and exploration and excitement, while others seem to have had this experience of, like, imprisonment, limitation, restriction, and, like, just having the life beaten out of them. We are creating our own experience by choosing what we decide to focus on. And it's not like I've just been focusing on freedom and wonder and exploring all of my interests and hobbies and passions and just having the best time all the time. That there's sometimes where the doom and gloom does get to me, and it's not true that there's somebody else out there who's just all doom and gloom and they haven't experienced any positives from what's going on in the world. You know, there's always you're not stuck in time to the degree where nothing will ever change. Like, you always have some kind of movement to your experience. And I think it's in that movement that you can, like, wriggle free if you are feeling, like, restricted and trapped. Like, there's billions and trillions of micro decisions, those little choices that we make every single day that make us free. It's an ongoing process, and there's even fluctuations that I observe within myself. Like, I become very free, and then I regress and I start to feel restricted again. Like, it's like almost like breath, like free and then trapped and then free. But, like, each time I become free, I retain, like, more of that positive experience, and I learn more, so I remain more free. What are the words that I use most frequently? What does that tell me about myself? Like, there's so much here to observe for me personally, maybe for you as well. Like, What do you choose to focus on? What are the videos that you click on if you're a regular viewer? Like, because that will tell you a lot about yourself. Do you choose all of the positive videos where I'm really excited and thrilled with what's taking place in my life, or are you the person that watches the videos where I address all of my most deepest pain, suffering, issues and challenges? And the most interesting thing to observe is like, how has your behavior changed? Like, it would be ideal, like I'm imagining for myself, if I could see a pattern where I began with the challenges and the negative things, and then I kind of figured that out, and now I'm focusing on like more positive things. That's what I've actually gone through myself. What I'm really seeking for myself in this moment is like expansion. Like, where is a place where I can contribute more? Like, I'm just finding myself up against ceilings everywhere that I look. The reason why I record myself speaking was to practice my public speaking and communication so that I can be more effective in other aspects of my life. The reason why I started writing vigorously on Facebook, just like commenting and supplementing other things that I'm seeing on Facebook. I'm not looking for an argument, I'm looking to contribute. Like, the reason why I write, the reason why I record is all to develop communication, written communication and verbal communication, so that I can articulate things, because I feel like if I can articulate things, I can affect change. Like, the first thing that needs to happen is actually intent. Like, I need the intent to make a change, but then I can't make a change by myself, so I need other people to understand what my intention is very clearly, so that we can agree. And then once we can agree that we want to create a different outcome, then we can actually work towards that. Like, the foundation is understanding for me. If I want to make contributions, like, I can't do everything myself. We are community people. It doesn't matter how crazy the world gets and how individualized we get and how selfish we get, self-centered, and like how many apps on your phone you have so that you can get all of your needs met. Like, we will always be community people. Like, we will always need to do things together if we want to do anything meaningful, I believe. So like, yeah, understanding. And it's been a big journey of like understanding myself as well, because one thing that I figured out pretty quick when I started expressing myself is I actually don't understand myself, because I've never had a conversation with myself. I've never created a space to look at myself. I've just, like, that's what we do as humans, man. If you haven't realized it yet, most people are just floating along. They're totally winging it. They don't know anything about themselves. They've been avoiding themselves 99% of the time, and the 1% of the time that they do spend with themselves, they're like, holy shit, like, get me out of here. So like, I'm like, okay, I've only been getting to know myself for the last like 5-6 years, really. And it's not like I am someone, like I am an identity, and then like I figure it out and I go, oh, that's me. Like, I'm also becoming the self, like I'm creating the self, I'm evolving, I'm changing, like, and then that's a revelation to you. Like, when you actually make time for yourself, you sit down and start to reflect in any shape or form, you're like, wow, there's this whole process that's going on here. And it sort of goes on anyway, even if you do ignore yourself for your entire life, but it's just, you get to the end of it and you realize that you weren't very engaged or involved. It's kind of just like life happened to you. You didn't participate very much. And that's what I don't want. And I think that's like what I want to contribute more than anything, is to awaken within other people that realization that, like, we're here to participate in our own lives. Like, as it's ridiculous that needs to be highlighted, like, that we don't come here as humans and inherently realize that this is an event that we're supposed to participate in. Like, we're not supposed to just be programmed and take on a bunch of beliefs and assumptions and be told what to do and just move through life as zombies. Like, we're here to participate, we're here to create. I think that's sort of what I was alluding to earlier in the video, is like, because there is so much going on already, when like if you're born into the modern world, there's so much going on already, it's like, fuck, like I've just got to like understand what's already here, and there isn't a lot of space for you to like think like, what do I want to happen, you know, because I've just got to make sense of all this noise, like so much going on, I've got to understand it all, and nobody understands it all. Nobody's even like, even the people that are focused on one particular thing, those things are like evolving and changing so rapidly that they can't even wrap their heads around it. Like the most specialized experts in the world in their field don't understand their field. Like that in itself is like a nuclear bomb of realization. Like you can't wrap your head around all of it, but you might get a feeling that you are supposed to, because the modern world feels so urgent and saturated and in your face, and it's like demanding your attention. And that's like modern marketing is designed that way too, like to grab your attention. Like, so it's like you can be consumed in all of that, and you can like not even meet yourself until you're a 25-year-old man. Like that's weird. I mean, like when you're a little kid, I'm sure there's like you spend a lot of time with yourself, and then maybe you go through this process of like, oh quick, like gotta figure out everything else that's going on and like keep up with the world, and then maybe you return to yourself as you get older. And maybe like some of us choose to do it very consciously and deliberately, and some of us it's like kind of forced upon us through trauma or some kind of adverse event, or even a positive thing happens that just awakens you, and you're like, oh wow, life, I've got to do more of this. Like I don't care about any of that other nonsense anymore. So like, yeah, I'm really exploring because I want to find a way to really create something that I can reproduce that assists people to have that kind of awakening where they want to participate in their own lives, and they can very quickly and effectively filter out all of the noise and nonsense and stuff that doesn't belong to them. I just had a team meeting, so that's like sort of the context for where my head's at as well. Like obviously what you've just experienced is going to change the contents of your awareness. So like I'm at a point with one of my organizations that I work with where we've lost a manager that was really innovative and allowed us a great deal of freedom to explore and implement, and a great deal of autonomy in what we do. And it's like we haven't lost any of that as individual team members, but I feel like the team is kind of like decided that because that leader has left, that our autonomy and freedom and innovation has left with them, and now because the new leader isn't engaging in the same way, that all has to end. But we really need to lead the leader. Like if we want to, like what we created, like we can still continue that. We don't just have to give it all up. But I'm fortunate because my career is anything but one-dimensional. Like I don't have just one organization that I work with. I don't just have one team. Like I've got a lot of places to express all different parts of myself and explore all different possibilities and ways that I can contribute. So if you had any realizations while watching this video, I would be really curious to hear what's going on in your awareness right now. So comment down below, click the like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already, and I have a website, kailives.com. I do intend to figure this out, like this I don't know if I even articulated what it is that's going on inside of me right now, but I'm figuring out like how to refine and, you know, display who I am and what I do here, so that I can like more directly make myself available to do that with you, like to assist people to make these changes in their lives. Because I haven't done it. Like I've been all over the place. I've been learning heaps. I've been exploring all these different roles and responsibilities and teams and everything. But like I still haven't defined me. Like I haven't defined my role and what I do here. Like and when I say what I do here, I mean in my community on this planet. Like what am I going to what's my life all going to be about really? Like, you know, we have a rough idea. I'm a mental health guy to some degree. I inspire and empower as many people as possible, regardless of what your limitations or perceived limitations might be. Don't discriminate against anything. Like, I believe anybody can, like, you can go from where you are to a better place, no matter what place you're starting from. But like, I just need to, like, it's like leveling up. It's like another, like I thought I was really clear on who I am and what I'm here to contribute, but I want to make it even clearer, because I feel like that's going to actually increase my impact, so that I can be more effective. See you again very shortly.